Thank you.
Please stand. Do what your word. Join Councilman Bothroyd in our pledge to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for our prayer.
God of all truth and wisdom, thank you for your willingness to give us wisdom. Our leaders need wisdom for leadership and governing, and we as citizens need wisdom for home and work. Guthrie will prosper with innovation, hard work, and creative ideas that come from a free people. To possess these virtues, we need wisdom from you, your divine blueprint for all we do. This city, filled with wise people, will surely become a productive, prosperous, and powerful city. Fill us with your wisdom and revelation by the power of your Spirit. Enable us to know you better, to know your will and your plans for our lives. Lord, give us a heart of wisdom, and may your wisdom produce in us creative ideas and solutions to problems. May you give us sound counsel and good judgment to help us make good decisions. And may you give us a greater knowledge, understanding, and power so that we may skillfully give each other and our community what is good and excellent. Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. Good evening. Okay. How are you? We call to order our regular city council meeting, Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. Item number 2 and first up for today is public comments, community announcement, and recognitions. And today we have something special. We're going to have the recognition of Lieutenant Drew Heimer's promotion to captain and a pinning ceremony for item number A. Chief?
Mayor and Council, tonight we celebrate the promotion of Captain Heimer. Captain Heimer has been with our fire department since 2008. Captain Heimer and I have worked together most of our careers, and I share that because we have experienced several classes together working to advance our careers, and he's actually the only person I know in this room that will make more note cards than I do when we're studying for material. Captain Heimer has consistently devoted himself to improving both personally, professionally, and through all his training and education. In 2017, he obtained his advanced EMT license, and in 2020, he promoted to the ranks of lieutenant. Captain Heimer is also a part of an elite group of firefighters known as the Smoke Divers. This is an extremely demanding program that takes several weeks to complete, and only a few are able to accomplish. Currently, Captain Heimer is enrolled in paramedic program and is expected to graduate later this year. These are just a few examples of the dedication that Captain Heimer has shown himself, his fellow firefighters, and most importantly, the citizens he serves. I'm proud to say that he is a part of Guthrie Fire Department and represents our department well. Before I call Captain Heimer up for his pinning ceremony, I'd like to recognize someone that I don't think we recognize enough, and that is the spouses of first responders. And right now I'd like to call up his wife, Megan Heimer. Oftentimes the spouses of firefighters are tasked with basically being a single parent for 10 days a month and sometimes more. And when Captain Heimer's on shift, she's at home holding down the household and taking care of everything when he's not there. So tonight I've got some flowers and a challenge coin that I'd like to present you. So thank you for your dedication along with flowers. So with that, I'd like to call up Captain Heimer, and his wife is going to do the pinning ceremony. Here's the shield. Congrats, Captain Heimer.
tie, by the way.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Purple's kind of a cool color. I'm ducking. Hang on. There's still a couple more. They're all looking over there. Now they're done.
Congratulations, Captain.
But thanks.
Maybe. Well, of course, what happens is he has to announce, Ryan has to tell him, I'm gonna do this. Which means your stomach is like, oh, well. Well, look, everybody's leaving.
They're out of here.
Yeah.
Jeff, thanks.
Yeah, I like it. I really do.
Appreciate it. Try to look the part.
I'm confused. Did you give him that tag?
No, I just think it looks, I think it looks good. I like it.
Yeah. I was like, okay, did you gift him a tie?
Well, no, but maybe I should have it. I mean, our boss down at the Capitol, he wears a bow tie that he wore today was purple.
Oh, yeah.
And I said,
Part of the fun.
so I asked him, I said, I'm gonna ask you, is that a clip-on? He goes, no, I actually tie.
All right, we're going to go ahead
Out of time. Yeah.
and continuing with item number 2, we have one more item. And we have a public comment that would like to be addressed from Mr. William Murphy. And just to remind everybody that each citizen will be allowed to speak for 5 minutes, and according to the law, we cannot respond. So if you'll please give us your name and tell us whether or not you're a resident, please.
My name's William Murphy. I live at 3208 West Noble. 508 days ago, I was arrested by our police department here. One, a couple more over there. I want to make sure I point them out so we know are well secured here. I called our police department for help. An individual who I'm going to name, Woody Glover, who works for the Chapel family, decided he would threaten to shoot my shop and my business up. My employee was sitting there next to me and listened to the phone call. To date, he has yet to been interviewed on a case they closed. Since then, piecemeal at a time, our police department has decided to let one thing out at a time. They won't release information. So today I'm here to ask this board, this council, and the mayor to get the body cam footage of the conversation between Officer Hamilton and Judge Duell, because it will certainly show that they violated my civil rights. That's just a round one of it. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Next, we're going to talk about Mr. Faulkner. Mr. Faulkner, since he's been in office, doesn't accept bids for anything over $2,500. They go out and get a few and pick who they want. Where's our fire chief at? He's not here. Chief, you had a service unit go down prior to my arrest. It sat over at Womack's diesel repair for almost a year. By not including me in a chance to bid, I could have A, bid less and got the unit back to service for our community. There's many things he's doing that ain't right. That one there just bends me plumb out of shape. I'm a business owner in this town and I do repair international diesels, same units they use. There's no excuse for that. Because Aaron Womack told me, why didn't they ask you? And I've just started thinking about that and digging back. You know, I haven't had a tinny maker ever call me for a repair on heavy equipment because I turn it in and out fast for the city. Always have, always will. Now, in regards to Officer Hamilton, everyone knows I'll fly my flag upside down in a frickin' heartbeat. I'm going to give you till my birthday to have it to me. And then I'll plaster my property with upside down flags. I'm not playing no games. This is my life. I am a felon. You guys have been proud to ram that down my throat. And I hope you're proud of it. I do a service to the community by running my shop. I got out of prison and quit being a bad person. I've invested every dime of my life in my company. And to have you destroy it because I called out Woody Glover. I don't know who's on your payroll, but that's going to end. It's going to end. We're going to break the back of this mule. There's no reason for them to come and destroy me like they have. And yet, we still have moved the flock camera closer to Mr. Chappell's property, not out on the city limits. Another question about Mr. Faulkner. Who applied to the state to remove that 200-foot of guardrail? I don't know, but it certainly isn't there. And the approaches that you make by this council's rule, everyone puts in a concrete driveway. That concrete driveway hasn't been put in. It's been over a year since they tore the guardrail out. That's all I got to say to you people. Y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you. There are no more public comments. Just a caveat to the idea that we cannot respond. If anyone in here chooses to want to respond to that, they can in the comment portion of the agenda, if you so choose. Item number 3 is consent agenda items A through G.
So moved, as written.
Second?
Okay. A motion and a second. Further comments or questions on the consent agenda, please cast your votes.
All votes are in.
Unanimous approval from all those present on the consent agenda items A through G. Item number 4 are items removed from consent agenda. There are none. Agenda item number 5 is the Highland Park Pool update. I believe we will have a member from the Friends of the Community Pool, is that what we're calling ourselves? To have an update on our funds being raised for the pool.
That is correct. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Aubrey Shore. I currently serve as the chairperson for the Parks and Urban Forestry Board. I'm here to speak on behalf of Carol. This is her baby, so hopefully she says I do well. But we first want to express our sincere appreciation from each of you for the willingness to participate and let us have this time to raise these funds. I feel like the community has shown a lot of interest so far. The progress we've made has been wonderful. Since the last report, to my knowledge, there has been an additional 30,000 raised, putting us at about 373,000 in pledges and funds. Some donors have committed to pledging more in the future, which is wonderful news and nice progress coming out of the holiday season. I think those pledges took a little bit of a dip, but we're absolutely thrilled to begin ramping efforts back up as we head into the warmer months. It seems historically that when momentum builds and participation increases, we see new pledges and renewed interest through those warmer months. We would also greatly like to collaborate with the city if possible on grants or talk about any potential bond discussions alongside the private fundraising that's already underway. We believe that the combination of public and community effort is what gives the project the best chance of success. Overall, we feel really encouraged by where things stand today and optimistic about what's ahead. The goal of having a new pool in mind for the 2027 swim season is where they stand currently. And that's really all I have to report.
Okay.
Speaking as well.
So
Questions?
do we need to do anything? I mean, we don't need to.
I didn't feel like this one was to take action on anything. It was just to kind of get an update.
Right. So when the council gave the Friends a 6-month timeline, this would be their deadline for what they're going to report out. So tonight, sounds like we need to give them some more time if that's what they're going to continue doing. Just keep in mind, we do need to, I'm in favor of more time. Let me give that caveat before I preface with what I'm going to say next. We are approaching the 1-year mark that the architect and the construction management team has been on contract and has provided different schematic design options with pricing, et cetera. So we are, once we hit that 1 year mark, we've got to give them some direction
Absolutely.
as to how we're proceeding. So nothing against the Friends. They've made remarkable progress. I've promoted it as much as I can. State of the City, I had their QR code up on the screen.
So we appreciate that.
We've included that in our year-end report, and I've tried to share that information out as much as we can from the city side. But I think what we'd like to see tonight is an extension of time for the Friends. And then we can circle back when Carol's back in town after we've had an opportunity for everybody to meet and visit. Does that sound good to you, Aubrey?
That sounds very reasonable to me, yes.
When is the year up on the architecture?
I believe it was April 1st. April was right in there, that first week of April, so,
I don't know why the 6th comes out, but it is within that first week of April.
yeah.
Would it be appropriate to allow the committee to put their signs back out that we removed?
Did we take them out?
Yeah, we took them out of the easements, but it's a new year.
Yeah, so we have a 30-day, I believe it's 30 days.
Yes.
So the code has a temporary signage requirement is good for 30 days. And I
Yes.
think if they would like to do it for another 30 days, we would be amenable to that.
Okay, so we need to renew.
Yes, let's
Yes.
get the signs back out if possible. If you guys would like to do that, I would
Yeah.
be more than happy to do mine again.
I would love to do that.
And making sure that if you put it on personal property, you need to ask the homeowner's permission. We can't just go out and stick signs in yards.
Yeah.
So,
Well, is it proper to make a motion up until we hear from the engineers?
I would say let's, today is what, the 17th? Let's give them,
6 months?
No,
I mean,
I was
that's,
gonna say
yeah.
60 days.
So I've got a meeting already scheduled with Carol when she's back in town on March 5th, and the Friends Committee. I think there's no reason the second meeting in March, which is currently scheduled for the 17th, that'd be 30 days from
30 days.
today, we would be able to report back. And we're willing to be flexible with the timelines if we need to be. So if you're okay with that, I'd look for us to have a 30-day report back, which is the second meeting in March.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
second.
Motion and a second. Any questions from,
I would like to point out on this consent agenda on item F, where we approved a $9,015 payout to Crossland for services on the pool. What, could you be more specific on just what they do?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to do so. The pre-construction services contract with Crossland authorized a total number of $16,000, which included getting the cost estimating together. They've had multiple contractors out on site. They've been to numerous meetings, as well as design meetings with the architect. So all of that, before they put documents out for bid, was included in that $16,000. So as you can see, this is pay application number 1. They've been working on this project since September 3rd of 2024. That's when we executed their agreement. And they have not billed us until this pay application, so.
So there was a request last time we had a meeting to go back and ask them to give us an estimate of, what was that?
So on October 7th, they compiled a new set of bids for us. So we had the original design, which was dated April 3rd, 2025. We had a full replacement, we had a repair of the existing, and we had a Murtha liner system. So each time they're compiling these bids, they're visiting with subcontractors as well as other GCs. They're getting updated pricing from plumbing, electrical, survey, all that stuff. So that's what that $16,000 covers.
So what is how has it increased since we put this on hold
Well,
for the entirety? Do
Yeah.
we know?
the last estimate we have is dated October 7th, which is when they were last here. In fact, I think they were here in November, but it's an October 7th document. So the original design, total cost estimate as of October 7th is $2.3 million. So
That's the one planning approved originally.
correct, the original design. So probably, just looking at this, we went from 2 million to 2.3. I can't tell you
So
why.
300,000.
I can't tell you why. I can tell you that's what Crossland has provided. They're not here to provide more information on that, but But I definitely think that within the next 30 days, since we've already got a meeting on the books with the Friends coming up on March 5th, I think we'll leave that meeting with some good direction as to how they want to proceed in the city, and we can all work cohesively towards that next goal.
Okay.
I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, any more? We do have a motion that has been on the table. Any more questions or comments for Shore?
I would just like to say that I'm glad the meeting is coming up in March because as being on the initial, with Minecca, on the initial CIP committee where we kind of first prioritized these projects and monies allocated and so on and so forth. As everybody knows, whether it's a pool or a house foundation, bricks, mortar, whatever the case, everything just goes up over time. And so as far as, you know, grants, applying for grants, I know I had talked to Carol, it's been a few months ago now, that it's hard to apply for a grant when they want specifics. They want how big is the pool? What is the pool going to be made of? You know, what kind of chemicals, you know, the whole picture down to the nth degree, and we don't have that yet either. So it's hard to move forward past today with any thinking outside of the box funding when we just really haven't made any concrete decisions to move forward with. So I hope after that meeting in March and when we do reconvene, I just think we've kind of got to have a plan here. It's been, you know, a long time, and I don't think we can push this out any further, much further.
Councilwoman Denning, that was great. Thank you for saying that. One thing I will say is grants get mentioned pretty consistently for projects. And if you saw the news today, we received a $1.4 million grant from Congresswoman Stephanie Bice to update and upgrade. And I've got some more specifics on that. We'll get to my city manager report. But we received a $1.4 million grant for public safety needs today. This team writes grants like no team I've ever seen. There's a lot of labor-intensive work that goes into those grants. And a prime example of how great grants are is Owen Field. You know, we started that grant process in 2020 when it was a $2 million project. We're in 2026, knocking on the door of $6 million with a 3-year delay due to some Section 106 public comment and review period that was included in the federal grant stipulations. So I tell you that to say, one, we have a fantastic team, and if there's a grant out there, we're aware of it, and we've already tried to receive at least one TSET grant for this project. We have applied and been denied for at least one project. I'm sorry, for at least one grant. Two, the federal grants, sometimes the juice is not worth the squeeze. And I say that with the example right down Highway 33 of Owen Field. For $2 million in 2020, we could have had the ballpark rolling, and today we're at $6 million, and our portion has grown from $1 million to 2.5, and it's growing every day. So hindsight's always 20/20, no pun intended there, but I will say that we are aware of the grants that are out there, and there hasn't been one that's just like, hey, the Highland Park Pool is a fantastic fit for this. And if it was, we would have already went after it. Secondly, sometimes even when the grant looks great and all the stars align, there can be a hiccup or a bump in the road that causes you to spend an extra $4 million. So now I will again say that Owen Field's probably the most extreme case with the inflation that we've seen since COVID. But I don't want to dismiss the efforts of this team when I know that they work diligently to make every dollar turn into 10. And I can give you an example of that all day long for many different projects. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? No? Okay, I think we had a
Motion and a second.
motion and a second. What was the motion and the second for? I think it's been a minute.
The extension.
Readdress this in 30 days,
In 30
which
days,
would be
okay.
the March 17th
Readdress
meeting.
this. Readdress in 30 days, motion and a second. Okay. Go ahead and cast your votes.
All votes are in?
Okay, unanimous approval for a 30-day update. Thank you, Aubrey. Appreciate it. Item number 6, RFP number 2026-01, Grounds Maintenance Services. Mr. Maker was supposed to speak with us, but Eddie will be filling in.
Yes, Mayor and Council. The city issued RFP number 2026-01 for ground maintenance services bids on January 21, 2026. A mandatory pre-bid meeting was held on February 5th, 2026, and sealed bids were received and publicly opened and read aloud on February 10th, 2026. This RFP included mowing at Summit View Cemetery, Highway 33, I-35 to Pine, North Division, north of I-33 down by John Vance, coming in on the south end of town. Alternate 1 was the airport operations area. Alternate 2, the airport entrance road. Bids ranged from $187,500 to $605,123. Both numbers far exceed what was budgeted and planned for this contract. So staff has reviewed the submitted proposals, which have been publicly bid as required by the city's purchasing policy, and has determined that the costs exceed the budgeted amount for these services. In accordance with the terms of the solicitation, which reserve the city's right to reject any and all bids, staff recommends that we reject the bids that were publicly sought, read, and opened aloud.
You sure, Eddie?
Yes. Be happy to answer any questions.
So you need a motion?
Need a motion to reject all bids, please.
Motion to reject?
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. If there's no further comments or questions, please cast your votes. Unanimous approval.
Let's get some traction.
Rejection of all
I've got
bids.
one.
Item number 7, Planning Commission appointment. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to confirm the mayor's nomination to appoint Aubrey Shore, coincidentally was the lady we just heard from, to the Guthrie Planning Commission to fill an unexpired term through March 31st. Mr. Kasich?
Thank you, Mayor, City Council.
2027.
You pretty much summed it up perfectly.
Yeah.
We do have one vacancy due to the resignation of Lloyd Lentz IV. As you indicated, we have Aubrey Shore who applied. This would be for an unexpired term to be through March 31st of 2027.
So moved. Second?
Yep. Okay, a motion and a second. Further comments or questions, please cast your votes.
All votes are in.
Yeah, anybody want to third the motion? Unanimous approval for the appointment of Aubrey Shore to the Planning Commission. Item number 8, City Manager's Report.
Yes, Mayor and Council. Don't have a lot for you tonight, although I will share, as I alluded to in my previous comments, Congresswoman Bice was here today to present a check to us for approximately $1.4 million, which will assist us in updating our dispatch consoles and softwares for 911 services, as well as radios for the departments that we dispatch for, which include 13 fire departments, 5 police departments, and 2 EMS departments. Chief Swagger wrote this grant in an effort to expand our dispatch capabilities. As you are aware, none of that software or even the hardware is cheap. And so luckily, Chief Swagger became aware of this opportunity, wrote the grant, and Congresswoman Bice helped us get that across the finish line. So we have made great strides of progress. By upstaffing our dispatch staff, we are now at 2 dispatchers per shift, and we are also working to update, as you may remember from a previous meeting, the GIS mapping software, which is required, which Chief Swagger also wrote a grant and received to cover the cost of that as well. So we're making great strides, and that's why when I talk about the team and their ability to write grants, this team writes grants like no other team I've seen before. And you take $1 and turn it into $1 million, that's pretty substantial. So I applaud our team. I thank you for that. I thank Congresswoman Bice. She's been a champion for Guthrie the entire time that I've been here. Certainly predates me from, excuse me, from roads like the College Avenue Bridge to water and sewer upgrades to the airport terminal to now this dispatch software. So we appreciate her commitment to Guthrie. EDC, Logan County Economic Development Council, is hosting a lunch and learn on Thursday at Meridian Tech in the Peak Building. They will be going over some Oklahoma Department of Commerce incentives known as the OIEP program. Last year, approximately $250,000 was invested in our community through numerous different businesses, such as Zico and Burgess Manufacturing, who applied and received incentive from Department of Commerce. So we invite folks who are interested to reach out to EDC and learn more. The multi-use agency training facility interlocal project with Meridian Tech is currently in the design phase. Received a call last week. Reminder that it is funded via another grant that Chief Swagger wrote through the Oklahoma Department of Emergency Management, utilizing some ARPA funds. Received a call last week. We had a December 31 deadline of this year, and now we're being encouraged to have it done by October, the end of October. So we're pressing the gas and moving as quick as we can. So we appreciate Meridian Technology Center working with us on that. It's going to be a state-of-the-art training facility located right here in Guthrie, where we already host a lot of training, but this is going to really put us on that next level with the capabilities that will be provided in that facility. So with that, Mayor and Council, that's all I have for you. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Eddie. Item number 9, request comments from members of the City Council. Councilman Williams.
Well, I agree with the sentiments towards the team and staff. Really proud of Chief Swagger and his team to get that money that they desperately needed. We talked about that, the system, when we did the tour of the police department, how outdated it was and needed. So that's good news. Good news.
I will second that. The tour of the police department, I was a little claustrophobic in that dispatch area with just the equipment and the area that those folks have to work in. So any upgrades, updates, this is wonderful. And thank you to Chief. I know he's not here tonight, and everyone else that was involved in that grant writing process. Congresswoman Bice, thank you for your assistance, and congratulations to Drew Heimer and your department, and that paramedic, he's soon to be paramedic certification. That's amazing. So congratulations to him as well.
Vice Mayor Taylor.
Thank you, staff. I appreciate all your work. We had the Chamber of Commerce banquet here a couple weeks ago. It was really fun, and several of us were there, so it was a good time. Other than that, that's it.
Councilman Bothering.
I ditto everybody. Staff's doing fire's a great job. Police does an awesome job, in my opinion. Eddie does one of the best jobs I've seen in this community, for sure. With complete integrity. Outstanding job. And that's it.
Councilwoman Woods. This is an inside joke. She was accidentally called that the other day, so I'm just joking. Councilwoman Woods. So, Councilwoman Gibbs.
Yes. That was epic, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. And he looked right at me, which is great because we sit in the chamber board meetings together, and
Right.
we'd met a couple times that day already, but you
was
can't
funny.
be perfect when
It
you're up
was
on
funny.
stage all the time. So, no, Chris did a great job emceeing that night with Brittany Timmons. She is our CEO and president of our Chamber of Commerce. She is fantastic. She's usually everywhere, and I really applaud her and her team for putting that banquet together. It was a great time, and it was wonderful to see all the recognition in the room, including Justin Fortney with Citizen of the Year, who lives on the coolest street.
I know. He did.
I mean,
Cleveland appears to be where it's at.
Cleveland is the road. I mean, we have, I'm not gonna lie, it is the coolest street.
It is.
I mean, you get to listen to everybody completely bite it up and down the brick road, which is fantastic if you sit on your porch. No, really, it is kind of fun. Anyways.
Probably see him pedal by too, can't you?
Yeah.
He's on his
Yes.
bicycle, yeah, heading
Yes.
that direction.
Yeah, I know what time he goes to work.
Oh, boy.
Citizen of the Year, right?
Anyways, I appreciate everybody and their hard work. And, everybody up here does additional work, not just sitting up here. We do it behind the scenes, and we work with Eddie a lot. And he is great enough to allow us to pretty much freely work with his staff as well, and which just means we get to have a greater impact too. And I do appreciate that as well. And, Stephanie Bice's office for being here and being a champion of Guthrie. With our Mayor Adam, he's been everywhere as well, supporting Chamber Coffees and in anywhere else capable. So I appreciate everybody that works really hard for Guthrie, and there are a lot of volunteers that do it. Thank you.
That's probably your best comment ever.
Thank you.
I'd like to add one final word. if I would.
Councilman Wood?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
I spent my adolescent and teenage years on Cleveland as well.
Yes.
West side.
On the brick side too, right?
No bridge.
No, I know.
But we had the big hill, everybody
The snow
slid,
hill.
yeah.
Slid down, yeah, there you go.
Hey, wait a second. Marvel, where do you live? What street?
Marvel?
You don't have to
No,
disclose.
say it.
You don't have to disclose that.
That's right.
That's the happening place, I guess.
Director of the library lives on Cleveland.
Well, see? Okay.
It's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence. Yeah, Mayor and Council, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, we did send out a press release about our Citizen of the Year this year. It's Justin Fortney, Tourism Community Development Director for the City of Guthrie. If you know Justin, you know that he works far beyond his job duties in this community and has been a pillar here long before he worked for the City of Guthrie. So his volunteerism, sometimes that blends into his job title, and you're like, oh, Justin's doing his job. I can promise you it does not say in the tourism director's job duties to pick up trash at midnight after red brick nights. I can promise you that it doesn't say to be out at 6 a.m. setting up roadblocks and walking the streets and setting out hay bales. And when they knock over during the Christmas time, I think we pass each other taking turns fixing the decorations and doing everything we can. I can also guarantee you that when there's snow on the sidewalks and Justin's out there shoveling the sidewalks so that folks can get in and out of, whether it's a city building or just a business or the chamber office, he does all that out of the love of Guthrie. So that tends to blend into, oh, he's doing his job. It's far beyond what we pay him to do, and we are certainly very fortunate to have Justin on our team. So I was glad to see the chamber recognize him, and I think he deserves some applause for that.
Okay, now my turn. I don't like how the mayor is last, because then everybody gets to say all the stuff, and they get everything out, so it looks like I'm like copying everybody. Again, ditto to what everyone else has said. The Chamber of Commerce banquet was a lot of fun. It's great seeing all the individuals in town who contribute so much, and and there's also a lot of people who contribute who go unseen. Also, I'd like to thank Congresswoman Bice again. Like everyone said, it was a great meeting today. A lot of positive energy in the room. Her and her staff came, super sweet, super nice. And I just can't thank her and her staff too enough for the generous grant. I'd also like to give a shout out to Officer John Kane with Guthrie PD. I will call his actions heroic during an altercation that we had here in Guthrie just the other day. We do not understand the situations that our officers face on a regular basis. And I want to thank him, and I want to thank all of our officers for their service. With that is all that I have, and really appreciate everyone who I serve with in these chambers, and I just wanted to let you guys all know that.
Would you like me to make a motion that you get to speak first?
Yes, can we do that? I want to go first next time.
We can fix
okay. No, it's okay. And with that, we will adjourn. have a, sorry, my iPad's messed up here. Okay. We will call to order our Guthrie Public Works Regular Authority meeting, again, Tuesday, February 17th. Item number 2 is the consent agenda, items A through D.
So moved.
Okay. We have a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Further comments or questions, please cast your votes.
All votes are in.
All right, unanimous approval from all those present for consent agenda items A through D. Item number 3, items from the consent agenda that were removed, there were none. Item number 4 is we are adjourned.